There are those that might suggest that Travels with Dottie is making too many darn videos. Well, I think it's mostly my enthusiasm for Quartzsite that is causing me to do this. I just can't help myself. And sometimes I'll start a video like this and have no idea what I'm going to talk about, and it ends up being something I just throw in the trash, which this may be. And other times, like this morning, I put my neck camera on and went for a walk with Dottie, and no idea what I was going to say. But I ended up talking about something that was really deeply meaningful to me about this lifestyle. I don't know where it came from. And it's one of my favorite talks that I've had in a really long time. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to translate into people liking it or a lot of views or anything. That's just the way it is. Just because I like it doesn't mean people out there in the YouTube world are going to like it. But it felt good talking about it and doing it, and I'm glad I did it. So today is my work day. It's Friday. I've already done 3 sessions. 4 sessions. I've done 4 sessions today. I'm about to do a 5th in a little less than 2 hours. Then I have 2 more tomorrow morning, and that's it for the week. But it's a little tiring, having counseling sessions it takes a lot of focus and attention, energy. But I feel pretty good, but I'm a little tired. But I have a package at Moon Mountain, and I'm thinking it might be the glasses that I ordered, but it's hard to tell because it says it's an envelope, and I don't think it should be an envelope. I think it should be a package. So we'll see whether I just have an envelope in the mail, like junk mail, or my glasses have been delivered, because it shows they got delivered to the post office yesterday. So that's a little more, about 24 hours ago. But I also get regular mail forwarded from Artesia, so it could be an envelope of something like junk mail or something. I don't know. But when they send you the notification, they tell you whether it's a package or an envelope. It said it was an envelope, but I'm not getting any other notices so far, so we will see. It could be we'll get there and you'll see my new, I bought a pair of yellow and a pair of white glasses, and hopefully I took my prescription that was in Spanish and successfully translated it properly to English. That was a fire department vehicle. No siren, but lights. I wonder if he even knows his lights are on. Oh, I need to go by and take a photograph of that restaurant that we just went by, because I did a great little review video on it, but I don't have a good thumbnail because I didn't get a good shot. So remind me on the way back from Moon Mountain Mail to pull in there and take a picture with the front for the thumbnail. It's really good food. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Here we are at the classic center of Quartzsite intersection. We're on Main Street, and this is Central Avenue right in front of us, which is also 95. In 95, if I turned right here, it would take me up to Parker, and if I kept going, I'd be in Lake Havasu. If I made a left here, I would go all the way to Yuma, and right in Mexico. Yuma's right on the border there. And you'll be getting a real treat on Monday, because I'm going back down to Mexico for further dental work. But this surprise, well, it's not going to be a surprise after you tell you. Jim Bertrand, my good Canadian friend, is going to go with me. So he'll talk the whole time. He'll talk about all kinds of stuff. It'll be crazy. He's very entertaining. There's little doubt about that. Very entertaining. When I realized that Moon Mountain Mail had moved here, I was thinking to myself, well, that's great. It's going to have so much more room to park. And it's like, the jury is out on that. And the answer is, well, not really so much. It's a little better. Not as much better as I was hoping for. So we're going to pull in here and see what they give me. I'll be right back. Well, I wasn't wrong. It was just an envelope. And the post office said my package was delivered yesterday at the post office at 9, and someone came and picked it up from here at 11 yesterday, and it's 27 hours since then. Usually they're saying 24 hours, but apparently said no, I should wait another day. And and there was a guy in front of me that was very frustrated about a similar thing, where I think he had the same problem, where something is showing delivered at the post office several days ago and they don't have it here yet. I'm beginning to get a little concerned about Moon Mountain Mail. I have the jury's still out. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but in my past experience with them, since I started with them, I haven't had a package that has gone beyond the 24 hours. So this is the first time. Granted, it's 27 hours, but I'll be, if I don't get a notice, maybe by the end of the day, I'll be pretty concerned. I'll probably go back and have a word with them and show them the tracking. Just want to change lanes here. I had to replace my GPS unit because the one I had has gotten too old, and the battery was starting to go bad. And of course, they make it like they make so many things with a non-replaceable battery, so you got to buy a new thing. That annoys me to no end that companies do that. So I'll show you the place that I did the review on, or I'll show you the there it is on the left. That's the place, and pretty good representation of the picture I took for the thumbnail. You should see that on my video that I'll release pretty soon. Right next to Coyote Fresh Market here. And I bought a quesadilla there, and it was big, so I had a piece for lunch and just one little piece for lunch because they gave me some chips and salsa, which I filled up on waiting for it. And then at dinner I had one, and then I had one for breakfast, and guess what? I still have one left. And I reheated the one this morning in my air fryer. Did a really good job. And we are returning back in. I think my friend Denny with DDK Travels, I think there's a really good chance that he is going to achieve his 1,000th subscriber today, which is a big deal. He's already got over 4,000 watch hours. So when you get in YouTube, if your channel exceeds 4,000 watch hours, which is tough to do, Denny's already done it, and 1,000 subscribers, you become a official YouTube partner, and you get ad income. So that's really good news for Denny. Excellent news. So let's hope he got it. The last I checked, he was 10 away. I think he was 990. So by the time you see this, I'm sure this goal will be in the rearview mirror, if it isn't already. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get my glasses. I was anxious to tear open the package, try them on, and show them to you in the car, but maybe tomorrow. They close at noon tomorrow, so I think I'm done with my sessions tomorrow by 9 o'clock, though. So I'll have plenty of time. If they send me a notice, and we have arrived back. And here we are. Well, if this makes it as a video, which it probably won't, this is not very interesting. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, December 21st, 2025. Yes, we're here in Quartzsite, and I'm going to check something. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Looked like the exposure was wrong, but I went and played it back and it looked okay. Probably the iPhone's smarter than I am, so it knows what to do. So this morning, it's about 9:30, 9:40. We are going to head up to Plumosa Road to meet some people. It's a Plamosa Road BLM is a free area, 14-day free area, pretty popular. It's north of town, and you can go pretty far back in there and be remote if you want to. Get that straight. It's kind of the normal way to go is just to go from the center of town up 95 to Plamosa Road, but from here there's sort of a back way to get to 95 to avoid town. So that's what we're doing. And I kind of wanted to pay attention to what this bike path does and where it goes because I haven't been up here yet. I was a little worried about Dottie. Dottie's with me. She's going to visit with me. But I was a little worried about her this morning. She had not done her business since 2 nights ago. So way over, 36 hours almost. So she wasn't going to go this morning. I was thinking about changing some plans and getting her to a vet, but sure enough, she went. Everything seemed perfectly normal. So, I didn't see where that. I was the path that's still there. I thought it disappeared on me. It's still there. This makes Plymouth Avenue sort of ends here and changes to East Tyson Street. And you may want to know that on this road we'll pass the Quartzsite La Paz Clinic. So if you need to see a doctor, it's not an urgent care, but you can call them, make an appointment. I don't know how they're doing with how far out appointments are, but it's this building on the right up here. I've been there. There's a radiology center right next door, so they send you next door for blood draws and x-rays and things like that. It's a nice place. I recommend it. It's right here where that car is pulling in. La Paz Medical Services. Closed today, obviously. It's Sunday. And then it's right next to the fire department. So I guess I missed the end of the bike trail, but the bike trail obviously has ended. And we're intersecting 95 here. Look at this, another beautiful day, isn't it? Another gorgeous day. We got a couple of big 18-wheelers headed up to Parker here, and I'm sure points beyond. There's one more coming. And up here is the free transfer station. And I believe, so if you look at their hours, they're odd, but I think they're open right now. I think they have Sunday hours. But right here it says refuse transfer station to the left. You just go in there. So if you're boondocking on BLM land and don't have access to a dumpster, you have free access there. There's right up here is road 244. Lots of people camped in that area there. I cut out there just because I wanted to double check my directions. Everything's good. Unfortunately, on iPhone, you can't hop out of recording and go into another app. It shuts the recording off, so you can't do two things at once. A little surprising, but that's the way it is. And I should be just a couple minutes early, which is nice. It's always nice to be early. It's nice to be on time. It's not so nice to be late. I'm usually not late. I'm very reliable with occasional latenesses. And if I'm going to be late, if there's a way to notify the applicable party, I do that. And I think this is Plamosa Road up here. We'll be making a turn, and I think it's about, if I recall, about 2.5 miles out there. Our meeting place. So I'm going to bounce off here just to see if my Google Maps is still tracking. Well, it's 2.7 miles from here. Let's see, we're at 574.3. I already forgot how long I said it was. Did I say 2.8? I have to go check again. Okay, it's 2.4 miles. So I tripped my odometer here to know when I've hit 2.4 miles. So I can show you what this looks like out here. Now, whether this is busy or not, I don't know. I haven't spent that. I've visited up here a few times. I went to a couple of pop-up concerts, and I think I visited somebody out here once. It's a big area, though, so there could be a lot of people here, and you might not necessarily own it. But as I look over to the right and left, I see, clusters of RVs everywhere. It looks busy to me, but maybe the people I visit, I'll ask them. They may. There's a big sign that says Q3. I wonder what that means. It's somebody's marker, right? This is really a big area, and there are a lot of people here. I'm sure you can see what I'm seeing. So about another, they said 2.4 miles, so it's another mile. Can't tell me that's not a beautiful sight. Those mountains at the edge of the desert. I never tire of it. All right, so I'm going to switch off here. All right, here I am. I met my friend out here, and I'm headed back. We were way back, secluded. It was very nice, very remote. So, I mean, look out across this vista. If you want to camp out here and you want solitude, it's available for free. Unlike the LTVA area, there are no fees for camping here. The rules are just 14 days. I have no idea how rigorously that is enforced. I suspect not very. I just see much more opportunity for being private and secluded out here than in really any of the LTVAs, but I'm really honestly only familiar with one, La Posa South, and that's probably one of the busiest. Dottie met a new friend as well, didn't you, Dottie? Oh, she's out. She's already asleep. Was just having a conversation about how really wonderful, I know I sound like a broken record talking about how wonderful this lifestyle is. It just, you can make it anything that you want. I was just talking to someone that really thrives and loves remote locations and being off grid and just being together with nature, and that's a choice you can make if that's what you want in this life. You can still come together like with other nomads in Quartzsite once a year in the winter, and then go off on those kind of adventures and explorations. And me, I'm a little different. I've got like 3 places that I go here in Quartzsite, my home base in Artesia, and my summer home base in Eagle Nest. It's different, but it's different yet the same. I'm doing and going where my heart tells me to go, and that could change. The other thing is that can change at any time, and changing that up is not that, when your home is on wheels, it's not that hard. It's not that difficult. More than one of you are probably thinking, well, you seem to be driving a while. Are you sure you know how to get out of here? My answer to you is, I'm fairly confident I can get out of here without much trouble. It's pretty far, but I think I can do it. Like, I know exactly where Plamosa Road is, and one of the neat things about my new Garmin is it traced my route in here, and it automatically saved it, and it's showing me on the screen exactly how to retrace my steps. That's pretty cool. So honestly, I don't need to really worry about it at all. And you might think, well, you know where the road is, why don't you just start driving across the desert? Well, if you look and you see everywhere you see green trees, those indicate a wash, and they indicate a wash that might not be easy to cross, except for crossing in places like this, which is where my turn is. And this little road here will go straight into Plamosa Road, and then I'm home free. Pretty nifty, isn't it? And I think one of the things I need to do on the way back into town, well, I don't know am I going to go back into town and do grocery shopping, or am I going to call my friend Benny and see what's going on in La Posa South? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to call him and maybe visit some folks out there. Why? Because we can, right, Dottie? And we made it without a hitch. And here we are back at the main road already. It seemed to go faster coming out than it did coming in. Huh. All right. Well, I'm going to make a determination on what the next step is, so I'm going to turn it off so I can use the phone. Okay, we are back in town, and I got a hold of Denny, so I'm picking up a pizza at Outback Pizza for Denny and I and Deb. We'll show you how to get into Outback Pizza. How's that sound? The new GPS, if I go 1 mile over the speed limit, it goes a nice pleasant bong bong bong. Reminds me, so the speed limit was 35, and I looked down and the bong bong bong, and I was going 36. So we're heading east on Main Street, on East Main Street, and I will show you how to get in to the parking behind Outback Pizza. is up here. The landmark that I look for is the Yacht Club Bar and Grill. And I know it's like the next turn after that. So there's the Bar and Grill, right? And I know I can make a right after the Bar and Grill. And that will take me behind this strip of stores. And it's very well marked. Back here. That's right there. You see him? Outback Pizza. So I'm a little early. They said they needed 20 minutes, and I think they've got another 10 minutes or so. All right, I'll be back when the pizza gets here, or when I get the pizza. So, want to see what it looks like? I wish you could smell that. So, how much did that cost? All right, it's a large pizza. And with tax and a generous tip, we're talking $30. Okay, we're on the road again. So who's going to give me a hard time about the yellow ensemble, the yellow glasses and the yellow suspenders? I know I'm going off. I guess I'm into it. I was looking for different colors. And so I debuted green last week. And
at auction, no survey.
So we need to stop that. Okay, can we turn off YouTube? I sort of anticipated I'd be sitting here watching YouTube waiting, but I didn't have to wait. It was ready. So also I'll be debuting soon. I have white glasses and white suspenders. Yeah, so I wear pretty much black t-shirts or black t-shirts almost exclusively, in either my sort of khaki brown, light brown pants or jeans. That's it. Same shoes, same socks, everything the same. So, but the truth of how this suspender thing started is, how can I put this delicately? I have the kind of body shape or build that when have belts, counting on a belt to keep my pants up, I'm constantly pulling my pants up as I function during the day. Unless I just have my belt uncomfortably tight. So when I decided I'm just going to go all in on suspenders, it was such a relief. And I think by chance, I had suspenders that matched the glasses I was wearing, and someone said, that looks really good. And I got into it. You know, glasses were pretty inexpensive in Mexico compared to the US, and that's really no longer true. I warn you that now there's so many online glasses places. I just used one. I held my breath and I ordered, this is one of the pairs, and so I got my prescription, a new one, done in Mexico. So I gave him that prescription, and it was really good. These Kodak lenses, and they're really, really good. It's a great prescription, and I see great out of them, and it was less money than I paid for the last pair in Mexico. So there you go. We have a deal. There's lots of these companies. I did deal with it. It was I Buy Direct, I think. EYE by direct is where I used. And one of the things I noticed on there is it said, no questions asked, guaranteed returns. So I was thinking, hey, the worst that could happen is that I can't see out of them, the prescription's off or something. But they weren't. They were good. Now, the one thing I will say, these are nice, solid plastic yellow frames. The white ones are very, very light. Oh, kind of not brittle, but flexible, inexpensive, very lightweight plastic. But by looking at it, you wouldn't know that. You'd only know it by feeling it. And the lenses were superb, so I don't think I'm complaining about that. But where are we going now? We're going to see Denny and Deb out at La Posa South. So we're heading south on 95, passing Tyson Wells, and we're going to go to the LTVA. And for those of you that don't know, the long-term visitor areas, there are 4 of them here in Quartzsite, all right next to each other. The first 2 are on either side of the road here. On the right, we'll have La Posa West, and on the left, La Posa North. And regardless of where you buy your permit, La Posa West, La Posa North, La Posa South, and the 4th one is La Posa Tyson Wash, you can use that permit in any one of the 4. You can move back and forth as much as you want. It really is one big area named 4 quadrants. So you see the entrance, you see little gatehouses. That's where they'll sell you permits, and it's rare that they're all open at once, but the way you can tell whether one of these is open, there are 2 more down here that I'll show you. If there's a flag up, it's open. If there's no flag up, it's closed. Easy to tell. And there's usually always one open, during the day at least. You know, it's not a 24-hour operation. Don't get that idea. And you can see La Posa South is a little ways out of town. There is a shortcut way into there that I'm not going to take because I'm filming and I don't want to set a bad example. And why do I say that? Because there is a rule that you can only go in and out of La Posa South on the main road. And the shortcut is not. It's a makeshift road that many, many people have used for many, many years. But again, it would be demonstrating breaking a rule, however small, on YouTube. And I don't think that's a good idea. It's probably not a good idea that I admitted to it, but I did. And you can tell it's coming up. I can see on the right, there's a flag up on the one on the right, and there's a flag up on the one on the left. It looks like they're both open. And this brown sign here indicates that we're there, we've arrived. And I'm not surprised they're both open because it's a pretty busy day. Sundays are pretty busy with people coming in. And here we are, La Posa South. High fire danger today. I mean, it's been dry, I guess. A lot of vegetation around. Lethal combination for fires, right? I am confused about one thing. I believe there is technically a day pass if you don't have a permit. And I can't think of anyone I've ever talked to or seen or heard of that has bought a day pass to come in and visit like I am. And there's even a big sign that says permits required for overnight parking. It sort of implies there's no permit required for day parking. So I don't know if it's really a rule or it's a rule that goes unenforced, or I don't know what I'm talking about. Those are all the possibilities. So everywhere you see vegetation represents a wash. And not all washes are equal. Like this one's a little tiny one right here that's barely a bump, right? Nothing to worry about. Then there's another one right here that's barely a little bit more of a bump, right? It's a baby bump. Then we got one up here that's a little bit more dramatic. A little bit more of a dip, right? Dip and rise. Now, don't let this fool you. There are plenty of washes that have things that look like roads going through them that may be hazardous for you to cross, especially in an RV. But we have one more coming up that's going to be pretty substantial. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I would not take my RV under any circumstances through the wash we're about to go through. Not happening. I guess we're going to go through two, because there's one small one first. So another preview of this is going to be that I will throw my differential lock on going through this one. Because I usually will need both rear wheels powered to go up it. And you may not be able to appreciate how steep this is on the camera, but differential lock is on. And we're going to go up. I'd say we're about 20 degrees, maybe 18, 20 degrees, and we made it. Well, we had a nice little pizza break with Denny and Debbie and Deb and Denny. Denny's pretty excited about his channel being monetized, and it's already showing earnings, which is that's very exciting. So we got a bit of a traffic backup coming back into town. I'm eating the crust of the second piece of pizza. The Buckle is the name of the pizza. That's a pretty much everything pizza at Outback. It's very good pizza. So a little concerned that I went to access home cameras and such, and I have no internet connection at all through any of my devices at home. So I'm wondering what's happened, what's going on. And I know it's internet related, not power related. I'm sure I'm doing very well on the power. You can tell it's getting busy when you get backed up going into town like this. What do you think? We're a good half a mile from the middle of town and traffic's backed up. I still need to go to the grocery store, but I really want to get home first and find out what's going on with the internet, make sure everything's okay. I think I can do just fine tonight without refilling the groceries. I've got one slice of bread left. I know that. I've got eggs. I've got cheese. I got a couple of frozen things, so I'm good. Going over the top of Interstate 10. I was just thinking about how can you really tell how many people are camping out in the desert? There doesn't seem to be a reliable source. And I thought, well, I bet if you could get a satellite photograph of the whole area, I'm sure there's a program that could count it. So the first question is, how often does Google snap a picture? And can you find the date that it was taken somewhere? I'll look into that. Good questions for Chat GPT. There's that Mexican little place on the left there that I went to and did a good review on. I was very impressed. Somebody got on the comments and said, "Nope, that place is no good. Overpriced, not good." And like, I'm thinking, do you honestly think I'm going to allow your negative reviews on top of my positive review on my channel? Not happening. They're free to go to Google reviews or whatever service takes reviews on businesses, but not my channel. My policy is if I go to do a video on a place like that and something ends up going really wrong with the meal, and I just don't do the video. I don't publish the video. If there's a business or a restaurant that is has a terrible product. There are ways to find out about that. I don't need to be doing negative reviews of anything on my channel. It's not a food review channel. And we're home already. Right, Dottie? So I did, let's see. Let's see, what can we do here? So I'm gonna go in and troubleshoot my internet problems and fix that. But that's gonna be all the video I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna take the rest of the day and kind of relax. It's almost 2 o'clock. I've enjoyed having you along with me today. Take care.